Hi everyone, welcome to Teacher Gela podcast. I am Teacher Gela. Today I want to talk about mindfulness. I know, in my podcast and in my blog, I talk a lot about mindfulness. So, have you ever tried having meditation session or mindful time, mindful moments with your child? If you have mindful time or meditation session like regularly with your child, I guess you might heard of this question from your child. Why do we do that? Why should I do that? Why should I meditate? Why should I have a meditation session? Mom, I don't like to just sit down and do nothing. Why should I do it? Have you ever heard of this question from your child? And how did you answer to that question? Well, my first answer would be, as an adult, if I'm talking to adult, I would say like, I feel good after meditation. I feel good about having mindful time. But how can we explain this to young children? So I found an easy, fun way to explain this to young children, and I want to talk about that today. When you get this question from your child, why do we meditate? Why should I have mindful time? First of all, you can try explaining in words. So you can say like, okay, let's think about what do we do in meditation session? What do we do during the meditation? What do we do during the mindful moment? Well, Teacher Jella always said, stop what you're doing, sit down, stop touching anything, and you can even close your eyes. We don't want to see anything. We don't want to hearing anything. We just want to focus on one thing, right? And I normally give a specific situation or specific questions to think about. But easy one is, focusing on breathing. So when we are doing the meditation, we want to focus on just one thing because not focusing on anything is really hard, even for adults. So we just want to focus on one thing. Why do we do that? Because we are getting so many stimuli from outside world, from our surroundings. So when we try to explain this to our children, we can say like, okay, let's look at our day and let's look at our surroundings. When you're playing in the house, let's look around. There are so many things around you. There are trains, and when you look at the trains, you think about making a long train and get the customers on your train and go to some special place. So you wanna play with the train. But right beside the train, you see picture book. You're wondering like what the story was about. What was the story? I remember I read the book before. So when you look at the book, you wanna read the book. But you also hear your mom or dad calling you, hey, hey, Joe, you left your toys in the living room. You gotta tidy up. So you know that you gotta go to the living room and tidy up the toys. So there are so many things that are happening around you. Even around me, there are so many things happening, even in the house. And sometimes that many things can make us feel too busy, too overwhelmed, or too excited. It's just too much. And when things are too much, we can get anxious, we can get frustrated. So when those things happen, we don't want to stay in the anxious feeling, right? We don't want to stay in the frustrating feeling. So in this kind of situation, we gotta change things up. And it happened because of too many things around us. We want to stop those things. That's why we stop what we are doing and then even close our eyes and try to focus on just one thing. Because when we give our attention to too many things, we can't be good at anything. We can't really enjoy anything because our attentions are everywhere. You're looking at that, you're looking at that, you're looking at that, you're also looking at that. You don't know what to focus, you don't know what to do first. Too much. We can't be good at anything in this kind of situation. So we decide to have a meditation time. We decide to have a calm time. We decide to have a mindful time. By focusing on one thing, our attentions can come back to this one thing. You're not looking at your toys anymore. You're not looking at your book anymore. You're not listening to what mom is saying anymore. You are just trying to focus on just one thing, maybe breathing. Maybe breathing. So you're bringing back your attention to this one and you're bringing back your all the energy back to this one thing. So we got our energy back, we got our attention back. And then what we do next? Well, Teacher Gela always finishes the mindful moment with positive affirmation. Do you know why? Because now we kind of emptied our brain. Now we kind of emptied our mind. We are we are having only one thing in our brain, in our head. But if we just finish the meditation and go back to our room, then all the things they will come to us again. So before that happens, we want to fill our mind, we want to fill our brain with some calm things, with some beautiful things, with some positive things before anything and everything and random things come in. So that's why Teacher Jella always wants to finish the mindful moment by filling our mind, filling our brain with positive affirmation, positive thoughts. So there are not much room left for other random things to come in. Do you understand? If this explanation is a little bit hard, it can be a little bit hard for maybe toddler. I think preschoolers can kind of understand. And when we continue talking about it, they can understand it better and better. But if you feel like if you're doing this to toddler, and if you feel like this might be too hard for your child, you can make it a little bit easier, you know? You can just simply say, like, when we meditate, we try to focus on one thing, not 100 things. We can collect our attention, we can collect our energy, and then we can choose what we want to focus on after the meditation. You can decide one thing that you want to do first, and then after the meditation, you can uh, focus on that thing. When we focus on one thing, we can do better on that thing. You can think about it. You know how your child understand, so you can find a better way to explain things to your child. But it will look something like this. And to help our children to understand this concept, this explanation, I have a fun activity that you can do. This is not even an activity, it's a very simple thing. So I'm gonna draw a face. Again, this will be available as a, as a template, and I will put this up in the Everyday Funding shop. So you will find the link on the blog post. So after listening to this podcast episode, you can go check the blog post and then you will find the link to the shop there. There will be face, just a face, just a little bit of body. So maybe like a face and a body part. But the head part, brain part is empty. And I'm also gonna add some flower shape, not the shape, flower pictures and some maybe heart pictures. You can print that out and you can cut them out with your child. So prepare the template of the face and then prepare the flower and heart cutout. And you can use this like this. Okay. During the meditation, we stop giving our attention to everything around us, right? We try to make our brain empty. We try to make our mind empty so we can fill it up with the things that we want to put it in. So now it's empty. The face is here, the brain is empty, the mind is empty. And at the end of the meditation, we want to fill our brain, fill our mind with some positive things, some positive thoughts like this. And then you can add a flower by saying one good positive thought. For example, I feel better after the meditation. I feel more calm after meditation. Now I'm ready. Put another thing. I am ready to focus on the things that I want to do first. I am a mindful person. I can choose where my focus goes. Something like this. So they can understand it better by seeing the picture. You know, it's like meditation is like emptying our brain, emptying our mind. And the positive affirmation, saying the positive affirmation is like giving the positive thoughts, giving the good things to our brain, giving the good things to our mind. So when we go back to our normal life, not the random things fill our brain 100%. I want to give you some examples for the positive thoughts. So I thought about three different sections. Those are like this: good facts, good facts, and beautiful possibilities. And the third one is positive affirmation. So I will give you some examples for those. I wrote them over here. So the good facts can be, the facts around your child, around your family. So the examples are like this: I am healthy. I have a healthy body. I can play. I can run. I can sit and I can lie down. I have a family who love each other so much. I have friends to play with. I have a house. I have a place to play, to eat, and to sleep. I go to school. I can play and learn with other friends. My parents always give me food when I'm hungry. So you can try to find the good facts, the facts that are already around your child, already around your family that are good. So you can talk about these things. And, by saying one of these things, you can add one flower or one heart to the brain or to the mind. Second section, the beautiful possibilities. So this is something, something that is not present in your present daily life, but something that can happen in the future, or there is a possibilities for this. So the examples are like this: I can have a good afternoon playing with my trains. I can have a great time playing outside. I can make a great art with the colored papers. I'm full of ideas. If it doesn't rain on weekend, we can go hiking. I can be better at reading if I continue reading books. I can feel better after listening to my favorite music. I can always be a kind person if I always try to be nice to other friends. I can fix my problem with help of my parents. I can fix my problem if I continue to practice. I can be a calm person if I keep practicing mindfulness. So those are about possibilities. And the last section, which is positive affirmation. My examples are like this. I am a kind person. I don't stop trying. I am strong. I am a person with a beautiful heart. I like smiles. I like feeling good. I get better and better at things that I practice. I am so loved. I'm an important person in my family. I love myself. I am a happy person. So these are just examples that I came up with. But you can sit down with your child and think about those three different things: the facts, good possibilities, and the good affirmations. And then by saying one of those things, you can add flower or one heart to the brain, to the mind. It will help your child to understand better about the meditation, about the purpose of meditation, about the good things about meditation. So I thought this activity is great for young children. I hope you visit the blog post and then get this picture and then try this with your child. If you have questions about mindfulness, you can always email me at info@everydayfunday.ca. You will find this email on the Everyday Funday website as well, everydayfunday.ca. All right, that's all that I wanted to talk about today, and I will see you guys next time again. Bye.